What if I told you that some of the most fascinating places in London are the ones most visitors never see? Everyone rushes to Buckingham Palace, the Tower of London, or Big Ben, but hidden in the streets, tucked between the modern glass towers and centuries-old churches, are stories waiting to be rediscovered. Today, I'm taking you on a journey through London's forgotten sites, places that even lifelong Londoners sometimes overlook, but which carry the echoes of history in their bricks, their stones, and their silence. Let's begin not far from St. Paul's Cathedral, where the shadows of bombed-out walls tell a story few people stop to hear. Postman's Park, a quiet green space surrounded by office blocks, hides a remarkable memorial. On a series of ceramic tablets, the lives of ordinary men, women, and children are remembered, each one who died performing acts of heroism. One plaque honors a young girl who saved her drowning friend but could not save herself. Another remembers a man who gave his life to rescue his fellow workers from a fire. This little corner of London is a museum of bravery, hidden in plain sight, and yet so many tourists walk by without ever knowing it exists. A short walk away, tucked near the River Thames, lies the remains of London's Roman amphitheatre. You won't see it above ground, but descend beneath the Guildhall Art Gallery and suddenly you're standing where gladiators once fought and crowds cheered almost 2,000 years ago. The curved stone walls are fragments, but together they whisper of a London that belonged to Rome, a city of empire before the English crown ever existed. Now imagine wandering towards Smithfield, an area with a dark past. On the surface, it feels like just another square, bordered by markets and pubs. But look closer. This was once a site of executions. Here, the Scottish hero William Wallace, known to many as Braveheart, was brutally put to death in 1305. A small memorial plaque marks the spot, and most people pass it by without reading it. Standing here, you can almost feel the weight of centuries pressing down, reminding you that history is not only about glory but also about suffering and sacrifice. From tragedy we move to curiosity. Near Charing Cross, hidden within the arches of a railway bridge, you'll find the Benjamin Franklin House. Few people realize that the American founding father lived in London for nearly 16 years. Inside, his former lodgings have been carefully preserved, and walking through them feels like stepping directly into the 18th century. It is here that Franklin experimented with electricity, wrote letters that would help shape revolutions, and entertained some of the sharpest minds of his time. Yet most visitors to London have no idea it's even here. And then there is Little Venice, a quiet network of canals that feels like stepping out of the city altogether. Colorful narrowboats line the water, cafes spill onto towpaths, and swans glide past as if time has slowed. On a summer afternoon, you can take a boat ride along Regent's Canal, passing under bridges and alongside gardens, all the way toward Camden Market. It is a London of leisure, a place where you can breathe and escape, just minutes away from Paddington Station's chaos. Speaking of hidden escapes, let's talk about Eel Pie Island. Yes, that's the real name. This tiny island in the Thames at Twickenham once hosted a legendary jazz and rock venue during the 1960s. Bands like the Rolling Stones and The Who played here before they were global icons. Today, it is home to a private community of artists, and twice a year the studios open their doors to the public. Crossing the footbridge feels like entering another world, a bohemian hideaway within the capital. But perhaps the strangest forgotten sight of all lies underground. Deep beneath the streets are abandoned tube stations, relics of another time. Aldwych Station, closed since 1994, has become a film set for everything from Sherlock Holmes to V for Vendetta. Walking through its empty platforms feels eerie, as if the ghosts of passengers are still waiting for trains that will never arrive. London is a city that never stops moving, but here, time is permanently frozen. Of course, no tour of forgotten sites would be complete without a visit to the Seven Noses of Soho. This quirky art installation by Rick Buckley began in the 1990s, when he secretly attached sculpted noses to buildings around the city as a protest against surveillance. Today, a handful remain hidden on walls and corners, and hunting for them has become a kind of urban treasure game. Few tourists know they're even there, but once you spot one, you'll never forget it. And then there is the Temple Church, tucked away between Fleet Street and the River Thames. Built by the Knights Templar in the 12th century, its round nave and medieval effigies still echo with mystery. This was once the spiritual home of one of the most powerful orders in Europe, a place whispered about in legends and conspiracy theories. Yet most people walk past the gates without realizing the secrets hidden just beyond them. As we wander further, we reach Wilton's Music Hall in East London. This is the oldest surviving music hall in the world, a place where Victorian audiences once laughed, sang, and cheered. Today, it still hosts performances, but stepping inside feels like time travel. The peeling paint, the worn wooden balconies, the faded glamour all speak to the countless nights of entertainment that have filled this hall. It is a London treasure, and yet it hides in a narrow street many would never think to enter. Finally, let's end with Crossbones Graveyard, a haunting place near London Bridge. For centuries, this unconsecrated ground was the burial place of the city's outcasts, prostitutes, paupers, and those denied a Christian burial. Today, the gates are covered with ribbons and messages, offerings left by modern Londoners who remember the forgotten dead. Standing here, surrounded by skyscrapers and train lines, you realize that even the least celebrated lives have stories worth remembering. London is a city of grand landmarks, but it is also a city of hidden corners. Its forgotten sites are not just relics of the past, but reminders of resilience, creativity, and humanity. The next time you find yourself in the capital, step off the main roads, wander into the alleys, and look for the stories that don't make the guidebooks. They are waiting for you, quietly, patiently, in the heart of one of the greatest cities on Earth. And maybe, just maybe, those will be the memories you treasure the most. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow. Share this video with a friend who loves a good mystery. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you won't miss the next story. There's a lot more to uncover, and I'd love to have you along for the journey.